I'm going to start with a quick confession. A lot of people I know have tried to save a few bucks on a robot vacuum, only to end up with a cheap model that constantly bumps into furniture, misses spots, or just gives up after a week. The regret is real. They spend the time setting it up, only to find they're still sweeping by hand. That's why I wanted to see if the roborock Saros Z70 actually feels like a smarter buy, or if it's just another pricey gimmick that looks good on paper. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first got the Saros Z70, the first thing I noticed was the OmniGrip Mechanical Arm. It's not just a brush that spins, it's a small robotic arm that can lift itself off a carpet edge and then gently pull itself onto a hard floor, without you having to move the unit around. In a typical apartment where you have a mix of low-pile carpet in the bedroom and hardwood in the kitchen, that transition is something most robots struggle with. In my own testing, the arm actually extended and retracted as the unit sensed the change in surface texture, and it didn't leave any marks or miss the threshold. For someone who lives in a space with mixed flooring, that flexibility can save a lot of frustration. The suction rating is advertised at 22,000 pascals, which sounds impressive. In practice, that translates to a noticeable pull on larger debris like cereal pieces or pet hair. I dropped a handful of dry cereal on a tiled floor, and after the Saros passed over it twice, virtually nothing was left behind. The hot water mopping function, however, is where you'll see the real trade-off. The unit sprays a fine mist of water and then uses a microfiber pad to wipe, which works great on light spills, think a splash of juice or a small coffee stain. If you have a kitchen that sees heavy sauce splatters or burnt-on food, you'll still need to do a quick hand scrub before the robot can finish the job. So, if you're looking for a set-and-forget mop for everyday messes, it's solid, but it's not a substitute for a deeper cleaning routine. Navigation is handled by roborock's StarSight 3D system. The robot builds a real-time map of your home using a combination of LiDAR and visual cues, then plans an efficient path that avoids obstacles. On my floor plan, the machine learned the layout after 2 runs and then started cutting corners, literally, saving about 15% of cleaning time compared to the first few cycles. The map shows up in the companion app, letting you set no-go zones, perfect if you have a pet that likes to lounge on a rug you don't want the robot to disturb. The downside is that the initial mapping can be a bit noisy. You'll hear the unit make a faint whirring sound as it calibrates. And if you have a lot of reflective surfaces, glass tables, shiny cabinets, the sensor sometimes misreads a wall and tries to go through it, only to backtrack moments later. It's not a deal breaker, but it does add a few minutes to the first few cleaning sessions. One of the most compelling parts of the Saros Z70 is the multifunctional dock 4.0. This dock does more than just charge. It empties the dustbin, refills the water tank, washes the mop pad, and even dries it for the next run. In a real-world scenario, that means you can schedule a cleaning at night, let the dock do its cleaning ritual, and wake up to a fresh floor. The dock's 10-in-1 claim is mostly accurate. It also includes a UV light sanitizer for the mop pad, which helps keep bacterial growth at bay. That said, the dock is fairly large, about the size of a small bookshelf, so you'll need a decent amount of floor space to accommodate it. In a studio apartment, you might end up having to place it in a corner that blocks a bit of traffic flow, which can be annoying. Now, who should actually consider buying this robot? If you're a busy professional or a parent juggling work and family, the convenience of a unit that can vacuum, mop, and handle its own maintenance is a genuine time-saver. The integrated arm, strong suction, and multi-pass cleaning make it a solid option for homes with mixed flooring and moderate foot traffic. Pet owners will appreciate the ability to set up pet-hair-focused cleaning cycles, and the ability to designate no-go zones for pet beds or litter boxes is a nice touch. On the other hand, if you live in a very small space, have limited storage for a dock, or are looking for a robot that can handle heavy, dreaded kitchen grime, you might find the Saros a bit over-engineered for your needs. Likewise, anyone on a tight budget might want to hold off. The price point is higher than entry-level robots, and you're paying for the extra arm and dock functionalities. In terms of strengths, the mechanical arm is a game-changer for transitions. The suction feels genuinely powerful on everyday debris, and the dock's self-servicing.